Young mentioned, inspiration is the most important part of our digital strategy. On that note, I, Dr. Nidhi Srivastav, Associate Professor, IIEBM, welcome you all for another session of IIEBM's Induction Program Batch 21-23. Before introducing today's guest, let me just brief you about the flow of the session. The session will be of 1 hour, 15 minutes, where first 1 hour, there will be knowledge sharing session and last 15 minutes will be for question and answer. You can type your question in the chat box during the session. That will be addressed towards the end. So let me introduce the guest for today's session, Ms Pranali Vichare, and she will share her views on future of digital marketing and career scope. Presently, Ms Pranali is holding the position of Chief Executive Officer at Togged Inc., formerly I-Led Farmers, where her role is to bring about and manage change in her organization. Togged Inc. is a preferred design and marketing partner for technology companies worldwide. Ms. Pranali works with CEOs and marketing heads to bring about direction and momentum to their marketing and design efforts, right from consulting them on marketing, positioning, team setups, targets, ROIs, websites, technology, sales, lead generation, design, digital, to bring about rapid implementation and fast results. She also looked after streamlining the processes for clients, teamwork and team building, implementation of go-to-market strategies, branding, market penetration, and coverage strategies as co-founder and director. She built this company on the belief that business is generated by intelligence, a strong business acumen, powerful strategies, and teamwork. With their zero-budget marketing, branding, lead farming, and corporate strategies, they are able to help companies establish a brand and identity on the internet, market their products and services, and consequently generate good business and good clients. She worked with the Global App Summit, Dubai, as marketing partner. It was the biggest mobile app summit happening in the Middle East. She also worked with Decor Software Development as marketing head. She has more than 16 years of experience and she believes that there are no formulas when it comes to marketing technology. She studied psychology to decipher minds, thought and behaviors. After all, marketing is all about people, she says. She is a traveler, she wants to see the world, and she believes her travel is a success. The best part of her journey has been setting up marketing and business development teams for companies across the globe. The gratifying part for her is to experience the teams performing and generating record results. Her expertise are marketing, advertising, technology marketing, market research, go-to-market strategy, deal closure, creative content, marketing material design, web design, business development, demand generation, and so on. The list is huge. So without taking much time, let us start the session. Over to you, Ms. Pranali.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nidhi, for the wonderful introduction. Welcome, everyone. I'm so grateful for Indus Business School for giving me this opportunity to talk to young minds. I hear that the audience today is young graduates and are trying to pursue PGDM in various faculties like marketing, HR, finance, etc. So I would like to welcome all the young minds here, and I look forward to learning from you all in the question answer round, which will be there at the end of this session. I would like to first tell you about the topic, that is future of digital marketing. And why I thought this would be an appropriate topic is because you are the future. You have just started with your course at Indus Business School, and you will be the future now. In 2 to 3 years, you will be in the arena. You will have to be a part of the future in the digital world. So before I start the presentation, I understand that this is post lunch hour. It's almost 1:45. I hope people are not feeling sleepy. I don't want anyone to sleep in my presentation. So let's start with clapping. Can everyone clap loudly? Has that woken everyone up? Shake your hands. Anybody feeling sleepy? Please wake up. So I'm starting the presentation. It won't be long. I'm keeping it really short, and I really look forward to questions by everyone. Future of digital marketing. So we will see a bit of numbers, and we will explore some fabulous technology interventions that will happen in the digital marketing world in the near future. But before that, let me quickly give you a glimpse of who I am. Everybody knows me as an entrepreneur, as a CEO of Talked, but there is much more to that than this. My slogan is "My travel is my success." I travel a lot. I travel low budget. I travel luxury travels. I do everything of that. I am a big fan of trekking, so I have trekked in the Himalayas. I have trekked in the Sahyadris. I'm not into adventure, but I love to trek. I love to explore new places. I love to explore new culture. I love to go and see remote places, and I love to see how people live there. That gives me an opportunity to learn how to overcome challenges and how to overcome things that put me out of my comfort zone. So travel has taught me a lot, and that is the core of what I am. I'm a classical vocalist, so I'm learning classical singing. I am into yoga for many years now, so I really take my fitness and health very seriously. As an entrepreneur, it is important that I remain healthy both mentally and physically. And what do I do at home? I sit and watch a lot of OTT platforms like Netflix, and mostly Netflix. And I love to see a lot of travel documentaries or documentaries which give me an insight into different worlds, different countries, different cultures. So, in a nutshell, this is what I am. I started Talked, which is a tech agency based in Pune in United States and in Singapore. We have offices there which are fully functioning. We have the main center here in Pune, and we are a big group of 150 team members sitting here in Pune as well as Singapore and United States. We call ourselves master storytellers of the digital world because that's the core of Talked. That's what we do. We are storytellers and we promote stories of various technology organizations on the digital mediums. How did I start Talk? Well, let me give you a short insight of how I got into entrepreneurship. And this is something that I always share with young minds, young talent. Because if any of you are thinking of getting into entrepreneurship in the future, you should understand what you are really getting into. I started in 2010 with Talked, and at that time I was on a director level in a Dutch company doing marketing as well as business development there. I thought of a wonderful business idea, and that is the reason why I thought that I should give it a shot at entrepreneurship. I should quit my job and I should take a risk of letting go of a very fat pay package that I was getting. And that is how I took a risk to jump into entrepreneurship and start a company called I Lead Farmers. The model was very simple. We used to do lead generation for technology companies and get leads and sales for a lot of software startups, large organization, technology organization, high-tech organization, product companies. We started to set up teams for them for lead generation. And this went on for a few months. And that's when we thought that we could explore more in digital, in design, in marketing, and provide these services to companies as well. Expansion was something that I had to aggressively see, and that's what happened once I started I Lead Farmers. Within a few years, we expanded into a multifaceted agency, and we were doing much more than lead generation. We set up offices in Pune, we set up offices in Singapore, in United States, in Chicago, in San Francisco, and that's where we thought that the name I Lead Farmers is inadequate for the agency, and we then stepped into a new name and a new positioning and branding that is topped is what you can see now. Um, Today we are about 150 people. We are serving clients across the globe. As an entrepreneur, I feel that you know entrepreneurship gave me an opportunity to challenge myself, to learn more, to explore into the areas where I couldn't have as if I had been in a job. So that was motive and objective of becoming an entrepreneur, and that was my motive. That is to learn more, to do something in business that would be worthwhile. So that's how I started, and I feel that if any of you are thinking that you should be giving a shot at entrepreneurship once your course is over or after working for a few years, always remember that you would be requiring a very, very clear objective and a very, very clear business model in mind in order to jump into entrepreneurship. So let's get back to the main topic, that is future of digital marketing. But before that, let's understand what is digital. So a lot of people think that digital means social media, or they confuse it with digital transformation or digitization or digitalization. We are talking about digital, that is the world, the virtual world that allows people to do business in the first place. So it could be anything that is on the internet, right from your website to social media to SEO to e-commerce portals, to mobile apps to chatbots to YouTube channel, online payments. All of this together constitutes your digital world. Okay, and today, quickly, I'll be running you through what exactly is in store for us in, say, 2 years, in, say, 5 years. And I guarantee that nobody has envisioned anything beyond 3 years, because the technology is transforming so fast that you never know, tomorrow you might wake up and see robots on the road. So it is that fast that digital marketing is progressing, and the future is very vast, and the future is very progressive, and the future is very adventurous and challenging. So moving on, uh, I always start off any presentation with a little bit of numbers so that people get context of what is happening in the world. So here are some numbers, and this is how B2B businesses and B2C businesses are using social media to market their business. So if you see the left hand side graph, this is a B2B business, how it's operating on social media. B2B business could be anything from a software company to somebody selling business to business products or services, could be a consulting company, could be hardware, could be high tech, could be any kind of services company that is catering to another business. You can see here that LinkedIn rates very high when it comes to B2B kind of businesses. This is where a lot of business advertise, uh, broadcast information. They try to advertise on these kind of platforms. So starting with LinkedIn, it rolls into Twitter. Twitter is something that a lot of B2B businesses use uh, for their leadership to project their thoughts and their ideas, so that they gain a fan following. In today's world, people sell, okay, and it's not uh, business is no longer about brick and mortar and sending out fake patronizing ads out there. It's all about what people think, and people want to connect with the person who is selling and buy that idea. So people use Twitter a lot in B2B businesses to project their ideas. Uh, YouTube, because you should know that videos are the future of advertising now. Gone are the days when you could just go and post some banners on social media, and people are liking and sharing that. That doesn't happen anymore. Today it's all about videos. It is all about high resolution images, high resolution videos which connect with people emotionally. So B2B businesses use that, and as you can see, the platforms here, how they are used. uh, B2C, you can see that it is completely reversed in terms of how platforms are used and which platforms are used. So I think the topmost is Facebook, then Insta, then Twitter. LinkedIn is much lesser than Facebook. So platforms which allow a lot of business to take place in terms of shopping carts, and people can directly purchase something or inquire about something, is what is very popular with B2C businesses. So what I want to say here is social media platforms are vast, and what suits whose business is something that is very critical uh, for businesses to decide what would be the most viable platform for them. And it also depends on what kind of business it is. It is B2B, B2C, what is the thing that is being sold. Is it a product, it is a service, is it consulting? So all of this matters a lot. So here you can see, as I said, that video content is something that is most popular. You can see the stats there that videos is something that people are more likely to watch rather than a huge amount of content in terms of text that is floating around. Videos have much more viability here. Uh, what has become popular in the past few years is live video streaming. I think you are all young crowd here now. Insta Live, Facebook Live. This is something that is extremely popular, and that helps a business to connect with the audience, and also gives a sense of security to the audience that when you see people live, it's like, okay, it's really there. So live video streaming is something that has become popular and is advancing for the future in terms of better platforms, better viability, better video streaming facilities. For example, right now I am on this platform, Webinar Jam, and it was, I was happy to see that there is a platform like this that people are using to do this kind of sessions. So the future holds much more advancement in videos, much more advancement in live streaming. In terms of technology, in terms of apps that are going to come up, it's going to be much more advanced in the coming years. This is the way internet users have grown. You can see that in 2015, what was the graph, and in 2020, what is the number now? I think it has more than doubled in just 5 years. Also, when we had, when unfortunately the pandemic happened, uh, people who were not on the internet so much were also forced to adapt to digital mediums. This number will further grow because this is just the start of digital now. Post pandemic, this is going to get even more and more in number. This is how businesses are generating revenue, and this is where they are using leveraging digital for their business. So you can see recruitment. This is 2015 figure, which is just 7.26, and this is 2020 figure, that is 15. So it is double, more than double, the usage of digital in order to get recruitment done. As you can see, matrimony is there, B2B. All this comes under B2C as well as B2B businesses, and this is how they have leveraged their business in order to get a hold of digital, in order to increase their market share and market revenue. This would further increase because, again, in the past 2 years since the pandemic, lot of new tools, lot of new technology came up, which enabled business to double these figures. Now it's getting better, and now a lot of businesses are getting used to it, are set in the process. So you could imagine how much this graph would grow in about just one more year. So by December 2022, I feel that this would grow exponentially. So we saw a lot of numbers, and let's see what numbers say. Okay, it's not just enough to see the numbers. We need to interpret and analyze what they actually mean. So from the analytics, what we could derive is a lot of attention will be given to future digital programs in terms of how thoughts and ideas are represented visually on the various platforms that are being used. So videos, photos, HD, high quality, lot of applications out there which enable quick editing of videos, quick editing of podcasts, broadcasting quickly without any effort of you going to a designer or a video editor and then seeking help there. Those days are gone. You have amazing tools and technology now to get this kind of work done. You will have to align to trending topics. There is a neurological impact to what digital does to people, and a lot of businesses take that into consideration and try to float out content that could be appealing to human beings. So what happens is, in the pandemic, a lot of content was floated out there by businesses appreciating the frontline warriors. A lot of message in festivities on Independence Day was floated around, raising and supporting frontline warriors for that matter. So this is what I call when I say trending topics. This is a neurological factor that in the future, digital will be humanized to cater more to human emotions. A lot of advertising will take place through automation tools and AI tools that will allow businesses to cater exactly the kind of advertisement that is exactly mapped to the segmented target audience that they have defined. Social messaging, community building will be something that a lot of businesses will take on themselves to build communities. That is how you can sell, when you have a like-minded group of people thinking the same thing. It becomes easy to leverage whatever you want to sell to them. They believe in it, and the process of buying is reduced. A lot of content, a lot of thought is something that will be advertised, and there will be a lot of technology and tools out there that will help people to cater to certain segment of people that want to hear a certain kind of message. So it is going to be very mapped, and it's going to be very, very precise. The target audience, the messaging, everything is going to be aligned and in line. For that, then there's going to be a lot of analytical approach. There is going to be a lot of technology. There's going to be a lot of tools that is going to enable this kind of this kind of demand that people will have from digital marketing. How is this going to be done? This is something that we will see in the next couple of slides. I think everybody is aware of AI, artificial intelligence. You must be hearing it, I think, every day, so many times. AI and automation, AI and automation. And this is exactly what will be the heart of digital marketing. This is going to be the core of digital marketing, because at the end of the day, what do businesses want? Okay, say for example, e-commerce or consumer businesses. What do you think they would be wanting the most? Okay, their dream is always to understand the consumer completely. Can we have a technology that can look into people's mind and decipher what they would want to buy at what point of time? Imagine that happening. Imagine Myntra knowing what you want to buy in the next 2 days. And this is actually going to happen in the future. So if you think that this is something like a movie that I'm talking about, it's not. It is actually happening. It is actually happening right now, where e-commerce portals are collecting data about you from your Facebook and Instagram profiles, from your WhatsApp chats. If you have your voice activated on your phone, they are listening, and that is how you get the right kind of advertisement advertised to you when you open Facebook. So you know that jeans you was surfing on Mintra a few days back, and you start seeing advertisements of that. That's what happened. That's what these businesses use. That is AI and automation. They have collected your data, and they are trying to get into your mind by showing you things that you would need or you would want to shop for. This is going to get even more advanced because AI tools are getting better day by day, where they are being able to segment a lot of people, and they are trying to become a inclusive advertising system. So when I say inclusive, what I mean is they have analytics now on gender basis. They have analytics on where you live, on what geography you belong to. Are you married? Are you unmarried? Do you have children? Which school does your child go to? How old is your child? How many cars you have? So on all this data that they have collected, through the various platforms that you have been using and the various googling that you have been doing, it becomes easy for AI and automation tools to do mind mapping and sell exactly what that segment wants to buy. So the future is AI, the future is automation, automation of repetitive tasks such as campaigns, such as social media broadcasting, such as SEO, which now through these kind of tools can be done on unprecedented level and on a huge amount of quantity faster and more efficiently. So AI and automation is something that is going to be there with us for in the near future, and it's just going to get better and better in terms of technology. AI chats are going to chat with you like human beings. So this is not going to be very surprising. You might in the future just start chatting with the e-commerce, chatbot, and you will be confused if it's really a human being or is it really a chatbot that is chatting with you. So chatbots are evolving now to localize the way they communicate with humans. So the chatbots are going to chat with you in your language, the way you chat. So it's not going to be that robotic, monotonous, words put together in a bot that the way they chat with you. It's going to be like you're chatting with a friend. How are they doing this? It's through massive programming and AI that they are building scripts and programs to make those bots look real. Um, Personalization is something that will come, obviously, if so much of AI and so much of technology is being used to cater to certain segments of people. So personalization in terms of what you like, where you are, your interest, your age, your location, and those kinds of ads will be projected to you, which have the product or which have the interest area which you would be interested in buying. So slowly you will stop seeing a lot of things that you're not interested in, and a lot of things will be marketed to you that you actually need. So personalization through technology is something that we will be seeing a lot in the future. Programmatic advertising is again nothing but AI and a lot of automation here, where a lot of information is collected about the consumer, and certain kinds of ads are placed at certain kind of timings, which map the target audience's need only. So useless ads are something that you will be it's good that we will not be bombarded with things that we don't want to buy or we are not in need of. So future um, is AI, which is again, I would like to repeat, the core or the heart of digital marketing. Apart from that, again, when I say technology is going to be a big adventure for digital marketing now, Voice searches are going to become more and more popular. They already have become popular. I think many people already have Alexa and Google Assistant and are using Siri. The problem with voice search is the accent. What are you saying, what am I saying? Sometimes, you say something and Siri says something else. This is something that is already under process, where technology companies are trying to overcome this context problem between the user and these assistants, where uh, a lot of these assistants are being localized to understand how you talk in local language. So even if you are using English, Indian English is different than UK English or American English. These assistants are now evolving to understand what you actually are saying and what you actually meant as a feeling when you said that. A lot of people are already using these assistants, I said, but almost 72% of people who own these kind of assistant are using them for daily, like, fix, book me a flight, find a restaurant, where can I find a plumber. People are using these assistants for these kind of daily routines and daily chores as well. So it's not just office people using them. Little children are using them to solve study problems, to locate some place. People are using them for map. People are using them to understand if there is a problem in the traffic while going to office. So they are becoming a part of our life now. And if you have seen the movie Her, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie. You guys are young guys. I think you should have seen the movie Her. It's a Oscar moving award winning movie, and in Her, the movie is about a boys and AI advent of technology in our life, and how it's going to take over our life and how much it's going to affect us. So if you think it was just a movie, if you've already seen it, and it's not really going to happen in the future, it is going to happen in the future. So you watch it. If you have not watched it, if you want to see how the future looks like, you can watch the movie Her. There is one more series on Netflix, Black Mirror. I'm not sure how many of you are watching that. That is the future of digital and technology. So please go and watch Black Mirror. You will see what impact technology is going to have on our life and how it's going to intertwine with all the functions that we do every day in our routine using digital mediums. So if you think these are just programs and wild imagination of directors who are making, it's not. It's already happening. Some of the episodes of Black Mirror are already happening in the world. So we've reached that far out into technology, and this is what the future looks like now. AR VR is something that became indispensable after the pandemic broke out. Imagine businesses that are into real estate or into consumer businesses where they have large stores. How are they supposed to operate if consumers are not coming to their premises? So AR VR played a big role here. Since the past 2 years, a lot of technology advancement is happening in this area, where real estate or where a lot of stores are using this technology to show people their products, to show people their whatever they want to market to people, without them actually having to come there in person and shop. So there is a lot of technology advancement happening in AR VR, and that is going to grow in, say, a year. This is going to take over massively. Micro influencer, again, I'm talking to all these young grads. I think some of you are already influencers on Instagram. Are you? I think some of you might be. So if you are on Insta, you must have seen influencers who are people with lots and lots of followers. They are travelers. Some of them do budget travel. Some of them do luxury travel. Some of them are sports people. These micro influencers are actually being tied up with by businesses to market their products and services. These micro influencers have fan following, which have like-minded people, together in one place. So if there is a micro influencer who is, say, a sports person or is a traveler, so a lot of businesses in that business area try to market their products to these influencers fan following through platforms like Insta, through platforms like Facebook. It's huge today, and there are millionaires. Some of them are millionaires and earning a lot of money through micro influencing. So this is something that is the future. So youth is the future, and young influencers are going to be the future of how digital marketing happens. So gone are the days when celebrities will be, promoting and pushing products on television. Television is going to be out now. OTT platforms are already here. Platforms are already here. A lot of people are going to get things done through micro influencers, which is even real, and it's it's believable when an influencer is saying that, hey, I use this product and it's great. Neuromarketing is something that is much ahead future for digital marketing, where businesses will actually be able to understand through biometrics, through complex algorithms, they will be able to map emotions of their consumers and what is likable by your target audience, what is not likable by your target audience, what hit their emotional chord is something that is going to come up as tools and technology which will study neuromarketing in consumers in the future. It's as simple as, a business is putting up an image of a baby in distress, and you're scrolling. I'm sure you will not be able to scroll through that. You will take a pause and definitely have a look, because we are programmed to respond to this kind of images. So neuromarketing is a study of that. There is a organization called Spark Neuro who is doing this kind of studies, and the output of this will be various kinds of tools and programs which will further study how humans think and what humans respond to. So when this pandemic broke out, and unfortunately it was extremely devastating, not only to people, a lot of people lost their loved ones. It was also extremely devastating to entrepreneurs, to businesses who were not able to, who literally shut down. Some of them literally shut down. What we could learn from this is quick and fast adaptation to the new normal, and quickly moving on to digital centric businesses, which are not going to be affected by any more such kind of calamity in the future. So how to make your business catastrophe proof is you will have to move into a digital centric business. So a lot of consumers on digital platform want to be reassured, and they want businesses to empathize with them, want to have a thought connect, want to have a thought process aligned to how they think with the business that they are interacting with. So these are some of the examples that I have given here, where some businesses moved on to AR, VR. Some businesses took on a lot of advertising through digital platforms. So instead of advertising on TV, they try to connect emotionally with people on digital platforms and come up with videos, come up with influencer marketing that could really hit people emotionally. So this is what is the formula for the future for businesses now, that is to become digital centric, to connect more with people through tools and technology, and to personalize their approach when they are advertising or they are trying to crack into a market. These are some examples that I have here. So as you can see, this is a Hiranandani real estate advertisement that they had put up on social media platform, and this is a real home that they have shown. So now these days are gone when you want to project something unreal which end user is not able to visualize. So it's all about visualizing. They're trying to help people visualize how their home would look like. Now this is Kulkarni's Pav Bhaji. Imagine the size of this business box. These people are advertising emotionally and trying to build a community here of health conscious people. Instead of showing a photo of a Pav Bhaji, which is not going to appeal to anyone at the end of the day, they try to connect with people who are health savvy and try to push Pav Bhaji as a food that is not junk food anymore. Okay. This is a very emotional message that Scoop Poof is trying to promote here. And instead of showing celebrities, see the take that they have taken here, a love story of these two people. Who would want to skip this image when you are surfing on your digital platforms? You will wait, right, for a second and try to explore, okay, what is this all about? You would want to click on this and read ki पढ़ी लेते हैं क्या स्टोरी है इनका. This is Swiggy, and this is a clever messaging that they have done with pie. Okay, this is a apple pie or I think berry pie that they have done, and they have related it with the mathematical pi here. So this is how people are advertising. They're trying to connect with their target audience. And if any of you saw these ads or these ads were flashed to you on your social media platform, it is not because it was just random. It was because of your history of what you have been surfing. All that analytics AI went into broadcasting this to people who were interested in seeing something like that. So it is zillion and zillion data points that these brands collected over many months about you in order to reach out to you with this kind of message. There is one very interesting video that I would like to show you of how brands would want to connect emotionally. That is the neuro part that I was talking about. So I will just play this video.
काय म्हणताय म्हणजे तुमच्या दोन झाल्या म्हणे गेल्याच महिन्यात झाल्या तुमचा दुसरा पर्व आहे तुमच्या दोन झाल्या म्हणे आपण ठणठण दुसरा पर्व
सॅनिटायझरचा वास येतो म्हणजे आपण ठणठण
आज काय नाही ना करायचं दुपारी लॉग इन नाही ना करायचं दुपारी लॉग इन
चला सिद्धार्थ सुरू करूया आज सगळे आले 2 मिनिट चला सिद्धार्थ कोण संध्याकाळच्या कोणी
2 मिनिट अशा ताई आलोच
कोण रे ठीक संध्याकाळच्या ये लवकर
हो आलोच
ठीक ये लवकर हो
किती वेगळं केवढाच असते
2 मिनिटं असं ते येतात
सिद्धाची बहीण का
किती वेगळं तेवढाच असते 2 मिनिटं असं ते येतात
सिद्धाची बहीण का
श्रद्धा आल्या श्रद्धा आल्या नमस्कार या सापडायला त्रास नाही झाला
नाही मला थोडा उशीर झाला
नाही सापडायला त्रास नाही झाला
नाही मला थोडा उशीर झाला कोण का अरे चहा अजून सुरू नाही झाली
असं कसं सुरू
आला अरे चहा अजून सुरू नाही झाली
असं कसं सुरू
आला
बाळाचं नाव तुम्ही ठेवायचं अशा डिलिव्हरीच्या वेळेला श्रद्धाला कोविड झाला होता तेव्हा 9 दिवस 9 रात्र डिलिव्हरीच्या वेळेला श्रद्धाला कोविड झाला होता आणि दोघींनाही मरणाच्या दारात 9 दिवस 9 रात्र
म्हणून मग विचार आला की
दोघींनाही मरणाच्या दारात बाहेर
ज्यांनी बाळाला आयुष्य दिले म्हणून मग विचार आला बाळाला नाव पण द्यायला पाहिजे बाळाला नाव पण द्यायला पाहिजे
खर तर नर्सना सिस्टर्स का म्हणतात हे आम्हाला आशाताईंमुळेच कळलं
काय ग लाथा मारुती का अजून काय ग लाथा मारुती का अजून आयुषी आयुषी
असं म्हणतात की भाऊ बहिणीचं रक्षण करतो, पण या कठीण काळात महाराष्ट्रातल्याच नव्हे तर देशातल्या लाखो सिस्टर्सनी असंख्य भावांचं आणि त्यांच्या परिवाराचं प्राणपणानं रक्षण केलं. म्हणूनच चितळे बंधू मिठाईवाले आजच्या रक्षाबंधनाच्या दिवसासाठी होत आहेत चितळे बंधू भगिनी मिठाईवाले.
रक्षाबंधनाच्या दिवसासाठी होत आहेत चितळे बंधू.
आपल्या जगण्याचा गोडवा ज्यांनी ज्यांनी वाढवला त्या सगळ्या भगिनींना आम्हा बंधू.
So that was a Chitare Bandhu ad there. And if you think that this was created by some crazy marketing person who sat there and got some amazing idea, absolutely not. This is not how ads are made, even if they are emotional ads. Lots and lot of data points were gathered from the consumers and they were evaluated in order to check what the consumer would like to see. So now a brand like Chitare Bandhu, which is a big brand, okay, they are not some mithai wala sitting in the corner. They have cloud technology to milk their cows, by the way. So they are that advanced. What do you think Chitare Bandhu is going to advertise? Laddus? I don't think so, This is how a brand like Chitare Bandhu is going to connect with its consumers while subtly advertising its product, but connecting neurologically and making an emotional connection. Okay. So this is going to be the future of digital marketing, where it's going to be all about consumers and all about getting into the consumer's mind through tools and technology. Last but not the least, after listening to all this, one question that you all should be having is, what is in it for me? What am I supposed to do after listening to all this? What you're supposed to do is, you are the future of digital marketing. So if you want to be a part of this world, if you want to make a career in digital marketing in, say, next 2 years, next 3 years, what is it that you will need the most is, first, understanding how businesses work. So try your best in this course that you're going to do in Indus. Try your best to understand how businesses are working. What is their revenue model? How are they marketing? Why are they marketing like that? What are they doing exactly? For example, Google. What is the revenue model of Google? You should know that, you should be doing a lot of research to find out on various business, how they operate, what is their revenue, how have they become a billion-dollar company. So you should have that, business prowess in order to operate as a future of digital marketing if you want to get into that. So bottom line, you need to understand business first place. You need to understand how marketing works. So digital is all tools, technology, it's platforms, it's a lot of things that you can learn. You can acquire the skill of how you want to do SEO, how you want to operate HubSpot. What no one can teach you is how to sit and think and map the dots to create a message that would appeal to your target market. So you will have to get that understanding. You will have to, practice a lot to become a good marketer first. So once you understand marketing, budgets, how it is applied to businesses, how the spends happen, is it generating any revenue at all? If you understand that, you can do good in digital marketing. What will be indispensable for you is to learn techniques and tools. So there are various tools out there, right from digital tools like HubSpot, like Zoho. You will have to have an hands-on experience in them. So start today. Just go, take free subscription, take paid subscriptions, do whatever you want, but you need to have your hands on HubSpot, on Zoho. There are many tools like that. You will need to know how to operate tools like Canva. There are many other editing tools for videos as well as for podcasts. For audio tools, you need to know how to operate at least one or two and get familiar with them, so that you are not left out blank when it comes to actually doing the production work of digital marketing. So you will have to learn tools, you will have to learn techniques, you will have to learn how a SEO program works at the end of the day. Even if you are not programming yourself, you're not doing it, you will have to learn how a AI engine works. You will have to learn how a Google program works. So you will have to have a lot of you will have to work very hard to acquire all these data points. So you could do that from your seniors, or you could intern somewhere, or you could do research on the internet to find out all these things. But you will have to work very hard in order to access all this information and knowledge. Last but not the least, you will have to have a lot of empathy. That's what we saw in Chitra Bandhu's ad, that there was so much empathy there for what is happening today. There was context. So you will have to develop the art of empathy for your target audience, for your target market where you're trying to sell your product or service. So this is my advice to you, that you are here, you will be starting your course. Starting today, you could slowly build how you could be learning all these things on your own and accessing all this information on your own. So I think that's it in my presentation. I would love to hear a feedback or questions that you guys may be having.
Thank you for the amazing session, Ms Pranali. I have a couple of questions with me. If you permit, I may ask them now.
Dr. Nidhi, looking forward to the questions.
Yes. So the first question is, how were you so sure about your idea when you started your business?
I wasn't sure. Nobody's sure. Whoever has asked this question, there is no surety in the world at all. But you'll have to take the jump, and it's called the leap of faith. So you will have to jump in the ocean and swim in order to check whether you're going to get to the other side or not. And I had a failover program. So I was not silly and emotionally charged when I started my entrepreneurship. I had a plan. So I had a plan that in 3 months, if I was not going to be able to make it, and if my business model failed, I had a plan that I would go back to doing a job in some organization. So my objective was to give a great business model to the market out there. And if it had not worked, I could have gone back, maybe started something again after a few years. So I was very flexible, and I had a good roadmap in my mind.
Okay, so what drew you to digital marketing field?
It was everywhere, and my clients were demanding that. And that is something that is such a lucrative channel if you want to promote a product or service. The digital channel is also very economical to do. So this is something that also coincides with technology and with lot of techniques which I was very, very interested in doing. So technology is something that always drives me. So digital goes hand in hand with that. So that is why I took the jump in digital as well.
So do you see any limitation in digital marketing?
Yes. So in digital marketing, there is always a huge question of security. And that is something that is, again, security is a paradox. So when we want to advance in digital, through technology advent, or do more in terms of, encroach upon the information of a consumer, it is again conflicting with security. So that is something I feel that, you may be very ambitious, you want to get this AI program done in digital. However, the security conflict is something that, morally and ethically, we need to step back and respect that. So it's kind of, force that drags you back when it comes to digital. Like you cannot really, be very aggressive on technology there when it comes to security and privacy.
Right. So one of the student has asked that how do I know that digital marketing is a good career option for me? I mean, how am I fit to this digital world?
I think if you are analytical, if you have an analytical mind, this could be a good career for you. A lot of people think that digital marketing means I need to be creative and I should come up with amazing marketing ideas. So it's not like that. So that's a misunderstanding. You need to be very analytical and you need to understand technology and tools very well. You need to be able to analyze and you need to understand what your consumer is all about. So if you are analytical, I think you could make it in digital. Also, if you are good at tools, you are interested in exploring tools, how Zoho works, how HubSpot works, what is Google Analytics. If you are interested in that kind of a line, I think digital would be something very interesting that you could pursue.
Okay. What kind of approach do you take when you develop a digital marketing strategy?
That's a very good question, and it starts off with a lot of math, and a lot of people don't know that sometimes we use tools, sometimes we use something as simple as Excel sheets where we put a lot of data points which we have collected about our client, about the market, about the consumer, the high amount of segmentation that happens, mapping it to whatever need the market has. So everything for a strategy starts with data. The data is analyzed. Then we create data points where we could build some taglines, or we could build some keywords, that could formulate into a story for us. Then building the story in terms of mood boards, floating them out for testing within a close group of users who tell us which mood board is better, which is absolutely unacceptable. So it is a very methodological process and it is a very mathematical process to come from data points to strategy to come up with something as concrete as a proper strategy which gets rolled out into the market.
Okay. How do you keep up with trends in digital marketing?
So I read a lot. I have subscribed to Forbes, Business Insider, even Scoop for that matter. I follow a lot of influencers, let it be from any field, I follow them and I keep my mind open and I learn. I learn what, there are very, very young influencers who put up amazing videos, and it makes me wonder, how did they even edit this? This is terrific editing, this is amazing. And I come to know, they use this kind of app, to do the video editing part. And this is how I learn from young people like you guys, who are out there using apps and using so much of technology. So you have to be out there, You cannot say, hey, I'm not on Facebook because I don't like Facebook. Don't post anything on Facebook, but at least subscribe to a lot of channels and platforms out there from where you can derive a lot of knowledge and learn what kind of new adventurous stuff is happening in digital marketing. So that's how I keep updated. I'm everywhere. I'm on Insta. I do experiments on Insta by putting different things and trying to see how people are reacting to that kind of post.
So typically, if asking about your business, has it grown during the COVID time, during the pandemic time? If yes, then can you just explain us your journey of these 2 years?
Absolutely, Dr. Nidhi. It actually did expand. And the reason for that is the business model that Top has is completely digital. So digital services is something that we are offering to people. One big business unit that we have is the UI UX, which completely boomed because of the pandemic, where a lot of interfaces and a lot of businesses try to become digital through apps and through a lot of technology. where they wanted excellent user experience and user interfaces for their consumers. So they did come to talk, where we had to build these kind of applications for them. We had to develop these kind of applications for them, which was literally innovation for us. We had to think that how we could help this business by bringing their consumers on digital tools and platforms. So for Talk, it was actually a good business for the past 2 years because of the domain in which we work. Right. What was very bad was the operational part, which was very difficult for us to manage. While taking into consideration the employees that we have, we could not compromise at all with their health. So the office was closed. So the operations were hampered massively. We are an innovative organization. We are a creative organization. People want to come to office, and sit together and discuss. So that became a big problem for us to operate. Yeah, it was, that is something that really took us a few months. We tried Zoom, we tried various tools, how to collaborate, what to do. So that actually, hampered our business for the first few months, because productivity went down, people started becoming sick. We had to, follow up with employees who were sick and make sure that, they are getting well, they are not in distress. Their family members were sick. So this whole thing did teach us a lot more empathy and a lot more bonding with each other. But the first few months were extremely difficult, because it just disrupted our operations completely, and no one knew what to do. But we had to learn, we had to pull things together, and we had to set up operations properly in order to deliver what we had promised to our clients.
Last question. What is your philosophy to stay inspired at work?
I had said in the start that I travel, okay, and that has gone down a bit because of the travel restrictions, because of the pandemic. However, that used to inspire me a lot to travel, the challenges that travel got to me and how I had to overcome that. Solo traveling, solo trekking is something that I have done, and that always inspires me to run a business, and I feel that, for example, I went to this Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. I went alone, and I was with this tour group, and I did the parikrama on foot. It was very difficult. There were points where I felt that, I won't be able to do this, and I would want to quit now. I won't be able to go ahead. But there were strangers there who were supporting me and who were motivating me. And that whole experience, that there is a point where you feel like giving up, but that's not the point. There is much more ahead that you could go, and that's the same thought that I get from travel, which I apply to my business. That sometimes we see disasters in business, we see business loss, and that's not end of the world. It's always that you need to get up again, and you need to keep moving ahead. So things do get better. Phases come where you don't feel motivated, but it's just like travel, where you missed your flight, disaster happened, the bus left without you. You have to overcome all of it, and you have to continue. So I think that same formula I've applied for business, that no matter what happens, you have to keep moving ahead, and you have to keep learning, and you have to keep going ahead, which is very, very important.
Right, absolutely. It was such a pleasure hearing you, Ms Pranali, and we hope that we call students in campus also soon, because right now they are attending the session virtually. So let's hope things get better, and thank you so much for this session.
Thank you, Dr. Nidhi. Thank you, everyone. And I would like to wish everyone all the best for the year ahead.